Wonderful day so far for Manchester City right across the board. This morning the under-18s won at Liverpool. This afternoon Pep Guardiola's men were victorious against Chelsea, while Gareth Taylor's women's team were handsome winners at Aston Villa. Well, now the attention turns to the under-23s, who have the opportunity to cement second spot with a win this evening. Mickey, very left-footed player, but always likes to come from the right-hand side. Here's Bob, meanwhile. Lovely through ball. City with a chance, and the goal, no! McAtee. Well, Mate Kovar in the United goal lost his footing, and it was an even more presentable chance than perhaps McAtee realised. And he just snatched at it a little, which is unusual for a player who's banged in 18 goals already this campaign. Just through the gap it went from Oscar Bob. McAtee, just wait for the slip here from the goalkeeper. And then by the time McAtee realised what was going on, the ball was maybe slightly going away from him. And he just put the champs wide of the post. Now Burns. Esbrand. Oh, is that a penalty? Yes, it is. Careless challenge, and City have a penalty. McAtee with a burst, trademark burst really into the box, inviting the challenges. And it was the one by Fish that sent him to the deck. And it is a City penalty, and McAtee himself picks the ball up, places it on the spot, and will hope to gather his 13th goal of the Premier League season, his 19th in all competitions, if he can dispatch, which he does. And in the 32nd minute of the mini derby between City and United, the under-23s in front through the top scorer, James McAtee. Well, he won the penalty, and then very, very calmly he dispatched the penalty. And he's on his way to maybe another hat-trick against United, having scored 3 in the 4-2 win back in August. It's 1-0 the Blues. Fish, the man who brought down McAtee for the penalty. United have been caught once or twice in their attempts to play out from the back. City really are making it as difficult as possible for them to do it, and they've won the ball back again, City. And they have a second goal, and Kaiki adding to the one from McAtee. Well, he won the ball back by stopping United from playing out from the back, and then he had the composure to take his time, steady himself, and just place it into the corner of the net with just that little bit of Brazilian panache, clipping off the inside of the post. And look at the joy it brings for his teammates, who rush over to Kaiki and join him in the celebrations. It's his 5th goal since he arrived from Brazil, and he does seem to have the gift of the goal to add to all the trickery that is most definitely part of his armoury. 2 goals in, 3 minutes? It is City 2, United 0. Well, maybe the momentum has just been lost. United took a quick free kick, but it was so quick that 1 or 2 of the United players nearest to the ball just didn't look as though they were favourites to get there, and all of a sudden Lavia won it back. City charged forward, but there was just too much weight on the release pass, and eventually was tidied up by United when City were looking for a third, and they might get a third here. Another mistake. Number 3 for City. What a start to this game, and perhaps already this is another victory on a day of wins for the Blues. Another United mistake. Oscar Bob in the right place to tidy things up after a dreadful error, really. The communication was poor. Bob in the clear, gets beyond the goalkeeper, and very tidily gets beyond Hardley and rolls it into the net. There's of urgency about making that third and final change, but just a moment, here comes United looking for maybe a way back into the game, but City inevitably with sufficient cover to tidy up. Hang on, United won it back, and they have scored a goal, and they have brought it back to 3-1. Well, that maybe changes the dynamics of this game. This time it's an error from City, unusually, that's allowed United back into the game. And City, the orchestrators of their own downfall, and it has allowed a chance for Hugil, and Hugil has put United back in the hunt here. And here are United with Emeran. It's a good ball. Hugil down the middle. United looking to make it 3-2. Off the line by Finlay Burns. Brilliant defending by City's centre half, because Hugil had got beyond the last defender. He got round Van Sass, but Burns went behind his goalkeeper and took up the position to head it away. Robinson and Betty. Well, it has been the most perfect day for Manchester City. It began with the under-18s winning against Liverpool. There were then afternoon victories for Pep Guardiola's first team and Gareth Taylor's women's team. And they've completed the day with a 3-1 victory in the mini derby in Premier League 2. 3 first-half goals did the trick for the Blues. 3 goals in 6 minutes, to be exact. The first, a penalty when McAtee was upended by the challenge from Fish. McAtee picking the ball up, putting it on the spot, and then very calmly dispatching it for his 19th goal of the season. And then a mistake pounced upon by Kaiki, who held his nerve and showed his delightful footwork to give City a 2-goal advantage after a mistake by Kovar. Really was another sweet finish. It wasn't wholly dissimilar to City's third goal, actually. This time Oscar Bob, the man pouncing on a mistake from United. He too showing tremendous composure before slipping in what was his 6th goal of the season. And City were 3-0 up and cruising. United did pull one back in the second half through Joe Hugil, but it proved to be scant consolation, and it did not prevent the Blues from recording their 4th win in 5 matches in Premier League 2. United did have another moment when they almost brought it back to 3-2, but it was a brilliant clearance off the line by Finlay Burns to ensure that City would record the 3 valuable points today. So it couldn't have gone better today. All 4 teams victorious, all of them within a chance of winning their respective league titles, who knows. But the final match of the day, City 3, United 1, the City cementing their place in the top 2 on Super Saturday.